Welcome to Money Talk with Michael. I'm Michael Eastham, president of Fellowship Financial Group. Money Talk with Michael is our weekly broadcast where we answer your questions about finance, investment, retirement, and all things related to money. Remember to send in your questions to the email listed in the description box below, and you might hear your question answered on the next Money Talk with Michael.
My wife and I are both 66 years old and would like to retire in the next year, and we're trying to make sure we are prepared. We both have 401ks combined at about $450,000 and a Roth IRA with $200,000. Our Social Security will be about $4,000 a month, and we need $5,000 to do everything we want to do. How can we position our assets to get us where we want to be?
All right, thank you for that question. And I sure hope everything works out so that you can retire next year. Here's a couple of things to think about. Your Social Security is about $4,000. You need about $5,000. So the gap that you have is about $1,000 a month. The good news is you've done a great job saving, so your combined investments are about $650,000. Now, you certainly could take that $650,000 and, depending on your risk profile, maybe invest it in more conservative types of investments that pay interest and dividends, or give you some guarantees on the amount of income that you need to guarantee that $1,000. You know, if you invested the whole $650,000, then I think reasonably you might be able to generate between $20,000 and $25,000 a year in predictable income. However, if you took some of that money, maybe $300,000, and invested that for the I, in other words, income, then you could probably generate that $12,000 to fill the gap, the additional $1,000 a month. That leaves you another $350,000 that you won't necessarily need right now. That's great news, because down the road you're going to need even more income, even if inflation is fairly light for the next several years. But if you take that $350,000, again, depending on your personal risk profile, and you invest that for growth in some combination of investments, then that money should grow over a reasonable period of time, so that when you do need it, you'll have another source of income to tap into when inflation requires you to start drawing more income. All right, lots of ways that you can think about that, so you're in an enviable position. Just make sure that you do a little planning. I'm glad that you're thinking ahead, because you still have another year before you actually retire, but now's the time to start positioning those assets, because you know as well as I do that the next year is going to go by as fast as lightning. Thanks so much for that question. Thanks so much for watching. Tune in next Monday for another edition of Money Talk with Michael. And don't forget to send in your questions, and check out our website at fellowshipfinancial.com and our social media platforms. And if you'd like, you can schedule a 15-minute complimentary call to get your specific questions answered. Everything you need is listed in the description box below.